Holy moly, what is going on? The Pyromancer drama just never ends. Ginger Prime joins the fray in talking about Pyro. Oh man, this is exciting. I love this shit. This is probably like every drama lasts for like more and more videos. It's like there were like 2 videos about the Pyromancer first drama. There was like 3 videos about the Pyromancer second drama with the chair. This is like already 4 videos. This shit is going. This shit is going. Alright, so Ginger Prime. Make sure you view his video and not mine. Unless you want me to talk shit. And yeah, the problem with Pyromancer. Let's go.
And the reason why I remain quiet about all of that until now is because...
Wait, what happened?
So last year, Pyromancer issued copyright strikes against me and...
I feel like I heard this before, though. I'm pretty sure, I think I read it on a Reddit post or something, but he was issuing copy strikes regarding his, I believe... It was the first, his first rage when he quit WoW and lost his shit, and people were making videos about it. I heard he was copyright striking everyone who made reactions and talked about his,
threatened to sue me, and the reason why I remain quiet about all of that until now is because I believe that it would be a good thing, he would be a good thing, a net good for the Final Fantasy XIV community.
I disagree. I honestly think the Final Fantasy community needs a lot of drama to keep itself entertained. Not saying it's a bad game. I love Final Fantasy XIV. I think it's one of the best MMORPGs I've ever played. In a different respect, I think Guild Wars 2 is one of the best MMORPGs I've ever played. And to an extent, I think WoW was one of the best MMORPGs I ever played. All for very different reasons. I honestly like Final Fantasy XIV the most right now because I am so into story that Final Fantasy XIV just like shoved it up my ass and it was so good, you know? And Guild Wars 2, End of Dragons, oh my god, man. I still get chills thinking about the ending. But I feel like because there's so much... I wouldn't say downtime between content, but there's no, like, replayability in the end game. Like, yeah, you get the raids and whatever, but it's like, you can't just do the raids, right? If Guild Wars, sorry, if Final Fantasy XIV had something in the sense of, like, the Savage Dungeon that they made, that they will have more of them for sure, but something in a different take on Fractals or Mythic Plus, and they would make their own, and offer a lot of replayability endgame. Final Fantasy XIV, man, that will just shoot right up to how good it would be. But they don't have that content. So Final Fantasy XIV players need the drama in between. I mean, look at every Final Fantasy XIV player that is like, you know, the top of the Twitch list. They are in Final Fantasy talking about stuff kind of usually outside of Final Fantasy. They're basically doing what Asmongold did with WoW. Run circles around Dalaran and talk about other shit. Okay? But playing WoW, right? And everyone was complaining about that.
Community overall. I do now believe that I was wrong for keeping all this information from you. Now I've defended Pyromancer publicly.
Okay, you're not wrong for keeping it from us. You're just... It could have boosted you up even more. Though at the same time, I feel like there was a lot of negativity revolving around Ginger Prime in the FF14 community. I don't know if it was a year ago, but like I saw a lot of negative comments when he said he's quitting FF14. And not in the sense of like, you know, it's like good riddance type of thing, as in like people just didn't like him, like he was causing too much drama or whatever. And I feel like this might actually have caused a negative environment for him and would reduce his views. So maybe in the sense it might have not have been a negative thing. And Pyro at that time, also don't forget, he was popping off like 5, some people say 15, I didn't see the charts, but I saw him at 5k viewers. So it was kind of like, maybe that wasn't the best time to like pick a fight.
Several times in several videos, but he doesn't actually view those videos or my previous words
Of course not.
as a defense, because I had nothing that I could really offer him, nothing that he could benefit or grow from in those videos. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this now is
people like Pyro will not grow or learn from anyone who they don't look up to. They will never take advice from somebody who they actively have a beef with. They would never listen to advice even from the viewers because he looks down on his viewers. If Asmongold gave him advice in private, he might listen. But if anyone else, I don't even think he respects anyone else other than Asmongold to an extent. So yeah. So unless it's someone who he actually respects and feels inferior to in any way, he will not take their advice. That's the kind of person he is.
And I got caught up on
from how I see it, that is.
All the latest drama within the Final Fantasy XIV community, watching Xeno's videos on the subject, and for me it became very clear that Pyromancer, one of his core issues is that he actually really doesn't watch or really even listen to the videos about him. He just gets angry that people are talking about him because he wants to control the narrative around him, and it's only when that gets out of his wheelhouse or his control does he issue an apology video. And since my name came up and statements were made about me, I thought I would provide hope.
This is like off topic, but it's like, you see the subtitle here? Did he... I feel like he's using the AI. Maybe there's like another way to do it, but like I feel like a lot of people are using the AI text, speech to text thing to add to their videos. Maybe it's not even AI anymore, but it's like it's speech to text. I have no idea how people do this. I know like only the one AI program that can do it. But like I've seen this for a very long time and I never gave it a second thought. I was like, there's no way they're typing everything they say and cut and paste it into video in like small fucking text. There's no way, right?
Hopefully some clarity, some context, some compassion for the latest round
I'm a noob
of
in
Final
this,
Fantasy XIV drama. Now, I do want to take some time to address the accusations that I called Pyro a clown and that I was psychoanalyzing him or whatnot.
Buddy, who wasn't? Have you seen what Zepla said about him? She wants him, she doesn't want him to quit Twitter because she wants him to keep clowning on Twitter.
But first, I really want to say this. If you like Pyro, support him. If you mod for him, that's great. I'm not here to change your mind or your view about him, but please do me one favor and add pray for him to that list.
No, bro. Oh my god. I hate that whole pray for him. I really don't like that. Like, as if that does anything. He's not dying. He's not been falsely accused and went to jail.
I think is immensely apparent, and that's something that I think we could all do that would be a net positive for Pyro and perhaps even the Final Fantasy XIV community overall. Mental health is no joke, and especially for men, it feels way more important now than ever. We need to be real with each other online, and we need to continue to encourage.
I'm not saying there are no mental health issues amongst men. All I'm saying is it's overblown, way out of proportion. There's a reason there's a massive problem. Like, why I'm saying it's like blown out of proportions and like everyone's trying to like find a solution instead of just dealing with their issues. And that's why you have way more like mental health professionals now than you did before. And also, even the amount you have now is like not enough because everything now is an issue. Learn to deal with your problems. There are actual issues that need help, but fuck my life. Not everything you need professional help with. Self-analyze a bit. Try to figure out what's causing your issues.
Him or anyone else out there struggling, because there is plenty of things to be struggling with right now to put in the hard work. Right now, we have an epidemic of loneliness. And for me, while many people don't want to talk about it as a crisis, there is a crisis unfolding before our very eyes, especially when it comes to masculinity and what it means to be a man. So please, if you don't like Pyro, stop attacking him. If you see him...
What it means to be a man. Do your own thing, be unapologetic, and follow your own moral code. As long as you're not breaking the law, do whatever the fuck you want. There, you're a man.
and be polite to him. Treat him as a fellow broken human being. I get that there's entertainment in trying to meme on and get him to kind of rant or explode. That's what many people within his community say the reason why they follow him and watch him. They're there to egg him on until he explodes and has another viral moment.
Hell yeah, brother.
Personally very concerning, but I'm gonna let you decide.
No, it's not. Everyone, like, it's his fault. Don't even blame the viewers for it. It's his fault for being a person like that he drew these people there. Those people, by the way, that are trying to egg him on and make him blow up are probably watching other streamers, and they don't do that there because they know it's pointless, because they don't, like, you cannot be so reactionary to your chat. If someone is really being annoying in your chat, time them out, ban them, whatever. It's your chat. If your viewers are controlling you, you're doing a very bad job as the host. It's like, imagine someone comes into your house, pisses you off all the time, and waits for it to blow up. That person should not be invited in your house. It's so... I just don't understand these people who are like, oh, my chat. Bro, the chat is not at fault. It's your fault for allowing it.
How you want to engage with content creators. Now, that all being said, I'd like to now clarify some of the statements brought up against me. First, I do not recall calling him a clown. I do recall calling him a child after he went on some kind of tirade about me because I defended him. However, looking back at it now, if I did call him a clown, I will actually stand by that statement.
Yeah, you would be justified.
We're all clowns. We're all, like, from an entertainment perspective.
Okay, don't do that.
That's kind of the idea behind it. And it feels like there's some kind of friction between the understanding of what all is happening and what it means.
I'd rather call it a court jester than an actual clown, because clown is seen a bit differently, but a court jester feels it's like you're there to entertain the crowd kind of thing. And obviously you're in the court of Amazon.
Needs to be a content creator versus anything else. You put yourself in a public space. You open yourself up to conversation, to whatever this is, commentary. That is a part of it. And so, I think that he's a clown. I think we are all clowns to some degree. Now, second, I don't really view myself actually as an entertainer, even though that's a part of what it means to be a content creator. Outside of my stand-up comedy, I view myself more as an educator than anything else. In all of my defenses of Pyro, where they were all I was really trying to teach people how to forgive, and that people, it is understandable to get angry. Hell, I get angry. But the other aspects of the educator in me is what we all know to be part of the Final Fantasy XIV community, the classic rug pull. Pyro had massive numbers. And when it came to, he came into the scene, the question that we were all asking was, how big is the rug pull going to be once he finishes the story, once he's all caught up? And we got our answer. It was absolutely massive. And this was fueled by his lack of understanding of that it was coming. Because one of the things that we've learned through my interactions with him is he really doesn't listen unless you have something he wants.
Yep.
And so when I sat down to talk about his analytics, that was fueled by me, hopefully to try and help you understand. Imagine if your paycheck got cut in half. Imagine if all of a sudden, you were putting in more work. And
as someone who worked on commission-based jobs, that shit happens. If you work as a server and one day you make $400 in tips and then the next day you make $100 in tips, you might feel shitty. You know what I did? I stopped looking at my tips. I just didn't care. It's like one table, $100 bill, and they gave me a tip of $1. I didn't care. Don't count this shit, right? Consider it as extra, right? In commission jobs, it's a bit different, but the problem with Pyro is that he pulled who was that basketball player, or was it a boxer? I feel like it was a boxer, but it's he got a paycheck for $4 million. I think it was a basketball player. He got a paycheck for $4 million, and right away he bought a house for $2 million, not realizing that about 50% of that paycheck is going for taxes. And he was broke literally after he bought his house. because he didn't understand how it works. Like, you don't just go out and spend half your money. Like, this guy got engaged, maybe married, got a house, bunch of tattoos. Look at everything on his wall, by the way. Do you know how much that's worth? That's thousands of dollars right there. Like, everything he has on his wall right now is $1,000+. Okay, probably more, like 2,000 or so. Right? It's like he overspends what he doesn't even earn. He's a fucking child.
Getting less money. Like, as a man, as a provider, that is absolutely stressful. That happened to me last year. Growing up, I watched my dad and family go through it. We lost everything. I watched my dad lay on the couch because he couldn't move because of depression for a year. And that still affects me today.
That is sad. Let me tell you, the first thing you do, if that happens to you, you start fucking moving. The smallest fucking steps, doesn't matter. Just get out of the house. Never close yourself in. If, like, never, like, ignore people around you. If you are depressed, I'm telling you right now, you gotta do stuff. As counterintuitive as it feels at the time, trust me, just do stuff. Move around. If you're depressed, like, staying stationary is the worst thing for you. There's an old saying, I forgot how it goes. I think it's just like motion creates emotion. If you're just laying there, dwelling on your problems, they're never gonna go away. You need to start moving around to create something that can actually solve the issues.
Today, it impacts my choices, it impacts how I approach things. And so with empathy and sincerity, I feel for Pyro. And that's all that was. But I don't think he heard that. I don't think he's hearing it now. And I can't control that. And that's okay, because I literally, you know, when you put something out in the world, it is what it is. You can't control how people interact with it and how they engage with it and how they perceive it. That's the risk of putting anything in a public space. Let's continue on. I could go on a whole other like rant about that, because I start to get like it's personal for me. And the feel and if I did like wasn't clear enough, like, that's on me. You know, let's be real. Like, I can always look back and see how I can improve and how I can communicate this. Perhaps it would have been a better use of my time to not just show Pyro's numbers, but show other content creators who've had that same kind of rug pull. He was just bigger than everybody else, so for him it felt more personal. And it was only then fueled by his lack of understanding. Like, he then sees everything, and that puts that pressure on, and then he explodes. And then he explodes again. And then he gets, in my personal view to this day, attacked by the Final Fantasy XIV community, by the trolls reporting him, which that happens all the time. And that's not fair. That's wrong to call out. It's wrong. It's wrong to say, like, that should not happen. But at the same time, these other things still aren't also excusable. And I did say that he should get a ban, and people interpreted that as a perma-ban. Just note that growing up, like, bans were never permanent. There was always the perma-ban. Like, that's just the nomenclature that I use when thinking of it, like a 3-day ban, because I don't think content creators should have special privileges. They shouldn't be separate because of the marketing value they provide to any specific game. And being
I don't agree. I think marketing is overall a business, and in the business you have certain privileges if you're in certain positions. It is what it is. It might be unfair, but it's also unfair for him to do what he's doing right now and not get certain privileges. It's like, who defines what's fair? I don't agree. I think, honestly, yeah, gamers are going to have a lot more privilege than... streamers are going to have a lot more privilege than not. Listen, if I, let's say, get banned for, like, saying, I don't know, like, fuck in a game, and then another person who's a streamer who has, like, 1,000 people watching him, you know what, 10,000, fuck it, let's make it as extreme as possible. 10,000 people watching him play a game, and he says fuck and he never gets banned. That shit is not fair, but it is justified. Why? Because this guy is literally advertising the game for free to 10,000 people. You're not gonna make, like, why would you make him stop advertising your game for free? It makes no fucking sense. Of course you won't. Let him fucking play. Unless he does something like extremely horrible, then yeah.
That he was violating terms. That's why I was like, you know what, it'd be fair, take your 3-day ban. Literally, you would grow from it. Like, we've seen, like, bans, like, don't hurt content creators. They're gifts to content creators. And so
it depends on the content creator
that I had going into it. So I stated that.
No, it really depends on the content creator. If you're Linity, then yes. If you're Amra, then yes. If you're Asmongold, then yes. If you're already a big streamer, a ban would, like, usually gives you a break and you're gonna make more money when you're back. Same like with why these streamers can take a 3 months break, come back, it's like the biggest fucking stream of their life. Meanwhile, a small streamer takes a break, he lost half his audience. It's different points.
Verify that here for you today. Now, I could be wrong. I don't believe personally that he actually has threatened to sue Xeno or Asmongold or Zepla or anyone with a bigger number.
Why would he
than
sue
him.
Asmongold?
Based off of Xeno and Pyro's own words, it really personally to me felt like he was bragging about being a part of Asmongold's podcast and all of these things. I didn't feel like I heard an apology, but that's just my perspective, okay?
Shit, anyway, I would brag.
My personal perspective, like I said, on this is that for Pyro, I feel like it's all about control. He wants to control the narrative and the public perception of this. And the thing that doesn't really make sense to me, and I'm going to share with you guys here, and you guys can decide, etc. When Pyro gets angry, it's not like he isn't sharing things that have some degree of truth to them, right? When he gets angry, when you listen to his words, I don't think he's very gracious.
I don't care about that.
I don't think he's very empathetic when he's
I don't care about that.
But he's saying things that aren't fundamentally.
No one was mad, in my opinion. No one was mad about him saying that's like about the ads thing. No one was mad about that. What people were mad about is that he portrayed everyone else as beneath him and idiots whose opinion don't matter, who cannot understand very basic things like how ad revenue works. Now, the amount of ad revenue, maybe they don't understand, but how it works, I think a fucking 6-year-old will understand how it works. People watch you, therefore, there's an ad. The more people watch the ad, the more money you get. Basically, right? Obviously, there's like some nuance, but like basically. Okay? Then there's the clicks and all that stuff, but like basically, that's how it is. But he basically treated everyone else as in like they're fucking idiots. That's what people were upset about. He's not wrong in saying that, well, he's wrong in saying that, like, if you don't follow, if you're not subscribed and like you use ad block, you're not supporting the stream even you're a viewer. He's wrong there, but I don't think anyone really cared that much about that specifically. I have to see the whole like tweet he made, but it wasn't like, first of all, that is wrong, by the way. That is essentially wrong. The more viewers you have, obviously, and he also corrected himself. But it's like, I would say that was the essence of like what people were upset with. The fact that he basically made some people feel like you are beneath, like you are not worthy of Pyromancer being in your presence. You're not worthy of watching Pyromancer on your Twitch, which is a free platform to which he streams for free and gets paid from, okay? That's what he doesn't understand, I feel like. It's like, I don't think he understands that the reason he's making money is not because he's streaming to viewers, it's because the viewers are willing to look, to see him, watch him, and give him money. That's why he makes money. Like, he's not respecting the viewer. That's what people were upset about. Everything else is semantics, right, wrong, whatever. It's the way he said it shows that he doesn't give a shit about the viewer.
False. Like the latest thing apparently is about him dogging on small streamers.
He wasn't.
I think he could have stated it differently.
I don't care about that.
But it's hard for small streamers. And for some people,
I'm sorry, like I said, a small streamer is someone who can at least pay some bills using his stream. If you're a streamer who's streaming to 3 or 4 people, I'm sorry, you're not a small streamer, you're not even a streamer. You stream as a hobby. You're not a streamer. If you go out of your way to clean a window once a month, and you get like $50 from it for like 10 minutes of work to like go and like, I don't know, buy yourself a burger, you're not a window washer, okay? You're not a window cleaner. You're just a guy who did a side job. I'm sorry, that's how it is. If it's not paying your bills, you're not a streamer. Any bills.
Small streamers, maybe they don't really care to be the biggest streamer out there. Maybe, you know, like, yeah, there is a difference between somebody who's got 100 and somebody who's got 1,000.
How much you want to bet that no one ever thinks that? I don't care if I don't care about being a big streamer. Bro, then why are you streaming? Oh, I just enjoy it. Yes, good thing you enjoy it, but are you telling me you won't be happy if you could actually stream as a living, have thousands of viewers, make like a very good paycheck by literally just sitting there on your computer doing whatever you were gonna do anyways, but now you just get paid for it? No one thinks that. Everyone streams with, I wouldn't say with a specific purpose to grow big. They're not putting in all the effort they can in order to grow big. But no one thinks that's like, oh, I just streaming. I don't want to be a big streamer. Why are you streaming?
And active viewers. So I think he could have said it better, but there is still a fundamental truth that it's like a small streamer is somebody, like how I would say it, it's like they're on their way up. Let's not discourage them.
No. I don't agree. Well, first of all, if you consider the way up because they're already at like the bottom and they can't get any worse, then yeah, sure, they're on the way up because there's the only way to go. But again, like, there's thousands of streamers who try to stream and quit within a couple months because it is very long it's very long process. Right? Obviously you have the offshoots that are somehow crazy good at streaming and like they just do everything right and they get a lot of views really fast, but like thousands of people quit streaming within a couple of months. Like,
let's try to teach them some of the things and questions they have. They're putting themselves out there. That should be celebrated. It should be celebrated, right? But it comes off, at least from, you know, and again,
dude, it's like, oh, I try to run a business. Oh, that should be celebrated. No, bro, you just try to do something. It's not like, stop with this should be celebrated bullshit, man. Not everything needs to be celebrated. It should be encouraged. Like, you know what? Go for it. Cool. Good for you. It's not fucking celebrated, bro. Like, fucking what? We're gonna have stream parade soon?
I don't want to relitigate that whole mess. It's like, comes off that he's, you know, saying like, you might as well give up. And I don't
he didn't say
agree with that. But it's different for somebody who's got.
Also, by the way, one of the advices that most successful streamers tell people is that you should not even try to stream. There's a reason that the top 1% of... Okay, so here's how it works, right? Top 1% of streamers have about 200 viewers. Right? And the top 1% of the 1% have over 1,000 viewers. And the top 1% of that 1% have 10,000 viewers. Okay? I'm exaggerating here, but that's the, you know, how you should view it. For you to be just think about how many people are failing for that top 1% of the 1% to be successful, to make that statistic possible. That's why one of the best advices a lot of streamers give other streamers: don't be a streamer. Don't waste your time. The chances of you succeeding, it's like pro gamer. The chances of you succeeding being a pro gamer are slim to none. If you are not good enough to be like rank top 50 in a game by the time you're like 14, you might as well not even be a pro player. Clearly you don't have it in you. Like, you know, it's fucked up. It's a very competitive market. So yeah, he's not wrong in saying that it's like you might as well give up. But if you're streaming for fun, you know, like I would say it's not even so much give up, it's like don't get your hopes up. The chances of you succeeding are so fucking low. Don't get your hopes up. That's pretty much what you should be telling them. Don't get your hopes up. Your chance of success, slim to none. If you make it, good for you, but probably won't. And in general, in the vast majority of cases, he will be right. In 1 in 1,000 people, he will be right. 999 out of 1,000 people, he would be right.
5 viewers versus someone who's got 1,000, especially when it comes to like ads and revenue, and that's where this whole thing gets messy, personally speaking. Now, I've shared, because you know the belief is that he had you know, oh, people are making content around him just to make money. I've shared how much money that generated, and it was bupkis. It was nothing. I make way more money in content by doing the things that I love, educating people as a software engineer, building guides, having these great like community feedbacks, not this drama stuff. This isn't what I want. This isn't the attention I want, but I feel like I have the ability to speak from a perspective of empathy, from a perspective of, you know, understanding the context, what's going on around them, you know, like as both a content creator, as a man, as a provider, as somebody who, you know, like likes to
I think everyone can, like, I don't think Ginger said anything earth-shattering in this whole video. I don't think he said anything like that justifies what he just said at all. All he said was like, I can understand what he went through. Yeah, no shit. Everyone can understand. Doesn't mean like he was right. Doesn't mean like it's justified. Everyone can understand. Everyone could understand Emmett Selk. Doesn't mean he was right. In my opinion, he was, but whatever. You know, it was different. Everyone could understand. It's like all you're saying right now, Ginger, is that Pyromancer is a villain you can understand. That's it. That's all you've been saying.
Attention. You know, like all of these things, I think I can bring that. And to provide some like level of encouragement for compassion.
Oh God, with this compassion.
That doesn't...
I'm sorry. I'm a firm believer of tough love. Okay, not like beat the shit out of somebody, but tough love. Tell people the truth to their face. Tell people when they fuck up. If you're a friend of somebody and your friend is fucking up, tell them they fucked up. Okay, don't stop being their friend unless like they're like, yeah, you know what, like I don't want to be your friend. You're hurting my feelings. Like, bro, then okay, we're not gonna be friends. But I'm telling you this because I care. I believe in that. Okay, I believe in telling people the truth to their face. That will make them better. Not this whole compassion shit. Pyro doesn't need compassion. He needs to grow the fuck up. Grow some kahunas, you know? Stop being such a pussy. Stop crying about everything. Stop being so reactionary. Stop taking shit so seriously. Life is too fucking short. That's what he needs. Like, clearly, as he said, he didn't have a father figure. That's why he's such a bitch. I'm down. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just went too far.
Align with his worldview. Again, like my number's smaller, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Bigger number of people. Oh, let's get together and collab and things like that. That does kind of hurt me. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm being honest here. Like that hearing that was frustrating, personally.
Why?
But it is what it is. So, for me,
that was like an unnecessary blow. Let's say it again.
Feedbacks, not this drama stuff. This isn't what I want. This isn't the attention I want. But I feel like I have the ability to speak from a perspective of empathy, from a perspective of, you know, understanding the context, what's going on around them, you know, like as both a content creator, as a man, as a provider, as somebody who, you know, like likes attention, you know, like all of these things, I think I can bring that. And to provide some like level of encouragement for compassion. But that doesn't align with his worldview. Again, like my number's smaller, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Bigger number of people. Oh, let's get together and collab and things like that. That does kind of hurt me. I'm not gonna, you know.
That was so random. That came out of nowhere. I'm assuming he want to collab with Pyro at some point. Like, where's this coming from? Like, that's the only thing that comes to mind. He want to collab with Pyro at some point, and Pyro said, like, nah, man, your views are too small. I don't wanna. It's like, I want to collab with, like, Asmongold instead. Because he has 30,000 views. Meanwhile, Ginger, you have 300. I'm at 5,000 while I'm doing MSQ. Kind of thing. Like, I don't know where this came from.
Being honest here, like that hearing that was frustrating, personally.
Dude, for me, that shit would be motivating. I don't want to date you. You're too fat. Hit the gym. I don't want to collab with you. You have, like, almost no viewers. Fucking time to grind out the views, man. Time to, like, fucking post everything. Go on Twitter all the time. Make TikToks. Make fucking Instagram. Make more YouTube videos. Right? Be fucking, like, extra emotional about shit. Yeah, that shit motivates me. I don't know. It's like, oh, yeah? Let me show you what I can do, motherfucker.
But it is what it is. So, for me...
That's so weird.
Here's my concern, right?
Concern?
So Pyro keeps telling us that streaming is bad for him. Okay, man. Like, that sucks, right? But he also keeps telling us he's in therapy. Okay? Is anyone telling him that it's okay not to stream? I like attention, like anybody else. That's where I'm concerned. My concern here is that he's...
Well, it's not okay not to stream, Ginger, because he saw the money he can make while streaming. He doesn't want to go back to Best Buy. He won't even be a store manager anymore. He'll just be a regular Best Buy employee at that point. Making 15, 16... no, he's in the US, so I don't know what the minimum wage there is. But in Canada, he would be making $15 an hour. Maybe 17, I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't want to go back to that. He made thousands of dollars streaming. Streaming 2 to 3 times a week. So he's only working 3 days a week, maybe 8 hours each. And he made thousands of dollars. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back to regular life either. But he's also not doing anything to promote himself.
He's stuck. He can't stop streaming because he doesn't have another avenue. And so hopefully, like, when it comes down to it, I get that attention can be addicting, right? Like any other drug out there.
He's gonna become the next Boogie. Like, straight up. He's just gonna become the next Boogie. His wife is gonna leave him at some point because he's clearly not a stable person. Right? His wife is probably gonna leave him. He's gonna have to do something about the house. He's gonna sell a bunch of his shit. And then cry on the internet that's like, oh, I have to get a regular job because I can't make money on the stream. Why aren't you subbing? The ad revenue is not enough. If you're not even watching the ads, you're not subbing. Why are you here?
Find the statement about him being in therapy, and I have a hard time reconciling it because what he's doing is dangerous for him, right? Now, this is all my assumption, but I would think or hope that a good therapist would help him come up with a plan to at least transition away from live streaming so much.
Doesn't need a therapist for that. He needs an economist. He needs an economist. Fucking therapist.
Not to stop, but so much. And I think it's essentially he's kind of chasing that old high. That old high of those big numbers.
Yeah, that's
back
not
when
happening.
Like Twitch was paying out wildly. But it's not just for him, it's for everybody that's like a streamer.
What I find the weirdest part about Pyro, he is really not posting anything on YouTube. Like, bro, you're streaming 2 to 3 times a week. You clearly don't have another job because you're saying like this is your only source of income, right? Or maybe you're hiding, it doesn't matter. Means you have 4 free days to farm, and like okay, sure, he doesn't want to hire an editor to make YouTube videos. They can be, it gets pretty expensive, okay? Bro, in those 4 days, and it's not like he prepares content between those days for the next stream. His streams are pretty bland overall, which is fine. I'm not saying like whatever, not my cup of tea, but it's fine. I've joined his stream a lot of times, and it's like a lot of it is just like standing around Final Fantasy talking, maybe a bit of like puzzle jumping, whatever, jump puzzles, right? Maybe a raid, but it's like you don't need to plan this out. Means the days that he's not working, he ain't doing shit. Make YouTube videos, make TikTok, make like advertise yourself, take your own clips, make fun of yourself a bit, something. He's not doing anything. Bro, work on your stream, man. A lot of streamers make a lot of their work outside of the stream in order to make the stream successful. Not me. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know how to plan shit out. I tried one time and it just like completely forgot about like 10 things I wanted to do. And I was like, I did like 2 out of the 12, you know? That's like, what the fuck is this?
Streamer right now, like, man, like it's tough for them. Like I've talked to many of you guys. The problem is like, in terms of thinking about it as a business, like if you run your own business, which I have, it's like publicly everything's going great, but behind the scenes you're like, we're trying to figure this all out.
Yeah, but he's not figuring shit out.
Sense of like not being able to be your true self. I think when Pyro's angry, like that's his true self. But anyway,
but obviously, who's angry and faking it? When you're angry, your true self comes out. That's why you judge a person based on their worst intent, based on their worst action, not their best.
I hope that, you know, all of those things are true. I want to continue, and we should continue to encourage them to put in the work. Now, furthermore, here's where things kind of get weird as well. Pyro banned Chris, my friend Chris, which I felt to be pretty extreme, but maybe we can write this off as maybe some overzealous mod or something else. Just by association, did Chris get banned, which is strange to me personally. Who the fuck is Chris? But I'm just going to kind of put that out there, let you guys figure out what you want to do with that information.
What information? We don't know who the fuck Chris is, what he was banned for, like nothing. He banned my friend Chris. Does he know he's your friend? This is like, dude, there's so many weird things in this video.
And at the end of the day, I personally hope this does not end in a lawsuit. You know, Pyro said he would come, you know, that would come my way if I obviously spoke about this stuff publicly. I'm not made of money. You know, got like 6 kids to feed and provide for. And so if it ends up coming down to that, hopefully I don't have to put out, you know, any kind of help me video or something of that nature. But guys,
what is he gonna sue you for? He has no fucking case. Dude, do you really think Pyro can afford a fucking lawyer? Like, let's be real here for a second. He's not gonna sue you. He can't afford a lawyer.
Here's the thing. If you don't, you know, take anything else away from this video, if you see Pyro obviously at FanFest, be nice to him. But no, he's there on a business trip.
Who is gonna go out of their way to be nasty to a person in real life? Like, oh like God.
This is, you know, content creation is a business, whether we as gamers want to like that or not, you know, and that in and of itself, like, I hope that if you do hang out with him, that he's a wonderful person. I hope that he's a wonderful person in real life. And then we should obviously,
of course, he's gonna be a wonderful person. He's not gonna be angry at the time. Everyone can put on a fucking facade, especially for their fans. How many celebrities are like super nice to their fans, like when it's an official event, and then are to complete fucking assholes outside of the events? Like, yeah, no pictures, get the fuck away from me. It's like, can you do your fucking job? Yeah.
You encourage him to keep working on himself, but personally, I believe when, like, and the word that he uses, entity.
Wait, can you even imagine? Like, imagine you go, like, you're Pyro, right? And you're at, whatever, the fan fest, whatever. And people come up to you, Pyro, you can do better. I believe in you. And like 1,000 people pass by and tell him that. How do you think he's gonna feel like? You think he's gonna feel encouraged? He's gonna feel like a fucking idiot and people are making fun of him.
That was a little bit, I don't know. Like, that did not, kind of was weird. Like, it's
this whole video is being weird.
I didn't like that word. I thought it was weird, but I'm going to use his word. I feel the real entity in this case is Pyro, and the mask is Taylor. At this point.
No, it's the same fucking person. There was no mask and there's no entity. Tyler, Taylor, Pyro, it's the same fucking guy. He's not putting on a show. He's just himself the whole time. Doesn't matter. It's like me calling myself Framinthor, but it's like, yeah, I'm acting like Mike, so it doesn't matter. Just Framinthor is just like my fucking name online. It's like what I put in all my games, because I'm not gonna put Mike. So like, who plays the game and calls himself Mike?
I do wish him all the best, and hopefully he's gonna start like actually making content for his YouTube videos.
Yeah, no shit.
Stop making apologies. I think that was what I was always hopeful for him, especially as a content creator, is that when Twitch is down, like YouTube could be up. But it is what it is. It's his choice to do what he wants, and I just wish him all the best. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me, and yeah, I love you.
Such a weird video. Not gonna lie. I'm trying to like I'm trying to put an intention behind this, because this felt like a big nothing burger video where you didn't really say anything. Right? It's like I can put in like, you know, why I'm making this video is because I can give in like my perspective of being a man, being a provider, being a streamer. It's like, bro, you didn't do any of that though. What the fuck? It's like, why even say that? And then the whole thing with the big stream, big numbers, small numbers, so we don't want to collab, came out of fucking nowhere. My friend Chris was banned. Like, what are you talking about? Who the fuck is Chris? This is such a weird video. The problem with Pyromancer, they didn't even cover what the problem with Pyromancer was. I'm sorry. I usually don't dislike videos, but this was a big L. Also for Pyro, because I act like him. I related to him because I go apeshit in similar ways. As of his more recent streams, he was upset that Xeno and Zepla were reacting to the current drama surrounding him, but he himself was all over the Zepla drama at the time and literally attacked Xeno for no reason, so it's hard to imagine he didn't learn shit. Yeah, he's a hypocrite. Definitely agree about him only caring about interacting with people bigger than him or that he can gain advantage from. Yeah. Well, I empathize. And again, I don't mind this too much. It's a solid strategy to grow bigger. You know, I wouldn't say use people as stepping stones, or more like don't get caught doing it, but it is a valid fucking strategy. While I emphasize that he's struggling with mental health, it is not an excuse. It's becoming like a snake eating its own tail. He blows up, the non-messy viewers leave, while the hate watchers stay to egg him on. Everyone talks about it, he lashes out and apologizes. Rinse and repeat. That's not good for anyone, except the hate watchers. It's not good for anyone. It's not gonna help him get over his mental health issues or learn self-control. The takeaway I'm getting from all this is I owe some people an apology. His behavior right now is very similar to how I'm told I acted several years ago when my own bipolar wasn't being properly managed. My memory of that time can't be trusted. People I can trust have told me what I was like to be around me, and it sounds like this. I don't want to be anywhere near this catastrophe. Jesus Christ. And I'm furious at him right now. Mental health issues are serious business and are a reason for behaviors, not an excuse. You're still responsible for your behavior. It is your responsibility to manage your condition. Pyro is clearly not managing it. He is allowing the disorder to control him and then using it as an excuse of why we should just let it slide. It's not how this works. Yep. It's hard to have empathy for a person who has shown zero empathy for everyone else. But yeah. He doesn't show empathy. He shows, it's like virtue signaling empathy, like the whole pride, the whole like J.K. Rowling. I honestly don't think he gives a shit about any of that. He gives a shit about on stream, but I doubt he really gives a shit about it. You know, like, and honestly, I don't think many people give a shit about it. I think majority of people don't give a shit about it. I think the only streamer I've seen that actually gives a shit about it is Taliesin, but Taliesin is a weird guy, so whatever. Anyways, I don't want to turn this into a rant about other streamers being weird and having their own fucking mental issues and how their future is probably going to be very, very sad in the next 5 years, but it is what it is. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see ya in the next one. And if you noticed, my nose is completely stuffed. That's why I sound so fucked up. Cheers.